Sassy. I know it's been a minute. Life has been lifing, but I'm back. And I'm so excited to share this new season with you guys of Sassy's Tarot and Podcast. Okay. This is going to be our safe place for tarot, self-care, and real talk. Okay. I'm changing it up. In the past, for those that know me or aware of my channel, I was focusing, on clips and things talking about self-care, which I still have a few clips and stuff in my channel. If you go and check it out there, it's still there posted. I did clear up a bit, but my focus now is more on having real talks with you guys from a holistic hippie witch's point of view, or a Wiccan point of view, for those. And so, but besides that, just being a real person, a real mom, everyday stuff. And I felt the need to incorporate it with our tarot, our spiritual sides. So yes, this won't be for everyone who's on that side, but some of you, before you judge me that are not aware, how about just check me out and see, maybe you like it. This isn't about religion. This isn't about politics. This isn't about, the way that things run that you are aware of. This is for people that they might call conspiracy theorists or a naturalist, holistic. Somebody who might go a little bit anarchy on certain things that everybody just follows. And that's what it is. But mostly it is a safe place. It's a place where I'm here on my channel expressing myself. I'm going to be a little bit sassy. I'm going to be a little bit on the spiritual side, of things. But I'm really just here to connect with people that have like-minded ways, like me. Like-minded people. And so I'm in a new location. I did move from where I was. So I try to find a little spot for you guys. And I said, hey, today I'm doing it from my office. So let's see. Today's episode is called The System Was Built to Keep You Tired. So let's get into it. I do appreciate all the likes, subscriptions if you haven't already subscribed, and also feedback, because I'm going to be launching a candle store online. If I haven't launched when you watch this video, unless you've already watching it now and I've launched it at the time that you are seeing this, but I should have the description below or information and such. You can also follow me on my Instagram, where that's my business's account, and there I put like motivations and quotes and things and whatever, again, like things that are going on here, but no talk, just content videos. So anyways, I would appreciate all that support. You can also feel more than welcome to comment below after you've watched this and tell me your views and points, and I'll contact you back. I will reach back out into those comments. Okay, so my candles I'm making are for manifestation, and they are to set your intentions. If you believe in manifestation, which time and time again people have proven it's real, but again, it's all up to you and how your world is, because everybody has their own world in their minds, right? So it's all up to you. If you believe in such a thing, or you're open to it and it's a new thing for you, I definitely recommend it, especially if you're on a self-care journey that is endless. Check out my candles. You can add it to part of the rituals you follow, the products you get, and your everyday life. And by the way, a ritual is a routine, a thing that you do every day. Ritual is not like, oh, we're out in the woods, burning up wood and dancing around, but it can be. Right? So anyways, but for real, I want to bring this to you guys aside from this podcast, because it's my business now that I've opened. Being a stay-at-home mom with a small child and 3 other kids that are in, they're kids, they're not teens. I wanted to contribute to my family, but also to something that I love. And being such a spiritualist, I said, let me make a product and things that I love. So that is my candles. I have different scents. They're made with wood wick. I also have melts. I have I'm planning to do little gift boxes and such things, and hopefully it takes off. You know, this isn't about money. This is about what I'm bringing to my community, my friends, my relatives, etc., etc. Somebody, etc., etc., etc. Somebody who might need something like this. And I know there's people that get all the different things, you know, like herbs and such, and you know, and essence and things that could help in their home. And if you're into therapy, aromatherapy is so important. It is such a mood setter and a vibe, and it's aesthetic. This is definitely something you can get, and it's luxurious looking a little bit, and it also smells nice, but it also has a purpose. So I'm giving you a service and a product. But yes, let's get into this. And Sassy Essentials is paying me today for this promotion while I chat on my podcast. That is me, Sassy Essentials, and also Sassy Savvy. So today we're diving into something that I know you felt before. Okay, exhaustion. And you know, that feeling that you felt before, of no matter what you do, you're tired. And I want to tell you something, okay? It is not your fault. The system is built that way. Plain and simple. It is built that way. If you're not watching and you're listening, I'm like giving some sassy gestures here because it's freaking true. This system, the more you analyze it and do your research, you start to realize that you're like in a hamster wheel. Why is that? It is designed that way. There's no escape. You could literally feel like you go on a vacation and come back, and then all of a sudden, a few days, the system has you drained, right? So here's the question. Have you ever thought, why am I always tired even when I try to rest? That was the question, okay? And so I'm saying, it's not just you. We live in a society that benefits from when you're too drained to question it, you know, too tired to create, too exhausted to heal. But of course, they expect you to put out energy to do your everyday routines, which is, you know, grind, house chores, your marriage, kids, blah, blah, blah. The cycle that they sell us, the dream that they sell us. And so, imagine that. Do you ever question that? Why am I always so freaking tired? I just rested, right? Especially as a parent, a student, someone who, you know, does their, even someone who does like volunteering times and you're all over the place, you're contributing to a church or, you know, a foundation, wherever you are, you're tired. You're doing it in good spirits, and you know that the energies in the universe is giving you the power to do it. As some might say, no, it's not the universe, it's God. Yes, God is the universe. But the inner force that is in you as well, because God is in you, the universe, the divine, feminine or male, they're inside of you and they're working with you. They designed you. That's what it is. But you're tired, right? So the 9 to 5 grind, right? It's a constant hustle, never-ending bills, okay? And here's an example. Even when you get a day off, you're so drained, you don't even get to enjoy it. Literally, just think about it. And that's for those that do have a day off, because we have some that are working 6-7 days a week, nonstop. Even on their day off, they're in something. So regardless, you resting or not, you feel tired, okay? And so how does it show up in your life? Well, here's the signs. Excuse me. You're always feeling guilty for resting, okay? The system has you designed to feeling like it's guilt, especially like a parent. I'm going to bring us being a parent because that's what's consistently going on right now currently in my life, right? You're a parent, you escape, you feel guilty about it. You don't escape, you feel guilty about it. If you're not a parent, you work your butt off. You don't get to spend time with your family and friends like you would like to. You don't have time to invest into your hobbies. And when you do, you feel also guilty, like, shouldn't I be getting back to my everyday mandated routines that I'm supposed to do? And some people will say, because I've seen it over in time again, oh, these are responsibilities. They're not taking your freedom. Yeah, but they're also the ones that give you the tasks that you need to do. Then now it's your responsibility. You're a parent, there's a list of stuff, and then they'll say, but that's what you're supposed to do. But they add things that make it tougher. You have to be grinding, because then if not, you're in fight or flight mode, making sure that your kids are not in the street. Okay? Simple. Anyways, there's a lot of guilt that builds up from the system and how they've, designed it. So also, you're told being tired equals you're being lazy. You can't tell me you never had nobody tell you, oh, why are you resting? That's being lazy. Well, partners do this all the time to others. Well, yeah, maybe because they've worked all week, or every person is different. First of all, your body handles more things than others do, vice versa. And so, yeah, they're tired. That's not being lazy. They need rest. They don't actually have enough rest as they should. Okay? You're too lazy because you decided to tell somebody, hey, can you, watch my kid for like 10 minutes while I go to the bathroom and, I don't know, wash my hair properly or paint my nails because I haven't had the chance to. Because then you'll say, oh, by the end of the day, the kid goes to sleep, you can do everything you need to do. No, you don't. Because if you didn't get the time to clean up everything the way you wanted to, you got to clean up. You're not going to feel so great. I know there's moms that just like, forget to do in the morning. But sometimes you can, right? You got to clean up all that task for the next day and do it all over again. And if you're not a parent, the same thing. You've had a long day, maybe you have a pet, maybe you have relatives over, maybe you and your partner, they have work or hobbies, they work from home, things going on, whatever. Your day ended, you're tired, you don't want to keep on going, you want to relax, but then you didn't get to do your own tasks. And so you ask for those few minutes, and it's like, oh, that person's being lazy. No, they're tired again, right? And then some people are going to say right now, oh, but you're trying to put, I'm going to be keeping real. I don't care. I kind of have an idea what some of your thoughts are, right? But you're comparing motherhood or parenthood with life, tasks of work, blah, blah, blah. And that's your job. But you shouldn't have had those kids. No. First of all, I hate when people sit there and judge and bully and criticize and try to make others belittle them and tell them that their life scenario stories is something that is like, for me, it'd be nothing. Look at you. What in the heck, like I just said, who are you to tell somebody what is too much or too little for someone? You can give an advice. You can give a suggestion. You can analyze a situation and go, well, if I was in their shoes, I would do this. But unfortunately, it's not like that for everybody. Not everybody planned parenthood. Not everybody had the opportunities. Yes, there's people that love to be parents. Again, everything starts from, if we're working on a spiritual side here, everybody has a childhood trauma, and either you have healed it or you haven't. And sometimes other people in your circle's traumas push into yours. You can get with someone thinking everything is beautiful once the honeymoon stage is over, because it will be over, and then you have to continue flourishing and working on it and watering it like a plant. It doesn't just stay high and mighty giving you fruits. You got to work, put in the work and the labor, right? But and then true colors come out, and now a lot of their burdens pushing over to you, and you thought you could handle everything. No, things get real out here, people, and you guys spend more time judging others and disrespecting. Then maybe you need to work on yourself. Maybe you need to sit down and look at your childhood trauma or your past and see what is going on with me that I'm always judging everybody and the dog. Just saying. Right now, you're probably looking at my video and judging me. You don't know the tasks that I've been through. And if you're listening to me, the same thing with my words. You might have your opinions. And guess what? I'm happy to agree to disagree. I'm happy to have my own opinions and my own criticisms for myself and about life than yours. We are not going to be the same. But I hope that in this conversation, right, you're finding a few points that connect with mine. And I just want you to think and analyze. But again, this is a safe space. So if you're coming here to bully and judge everybody here in the dog that agrees with me or what I'm saying, then all you have to do is click, turn off, next. Go to something you like. That's why YouTube and podcasts have millions of different people talk all kinds of subjects and things to find what's for you. And then you become a subscriber or follower, and you keep going back. and let some other person enjoy Sassy's content, right? But anyways, the overall what's it called, consequence of all of this is a mental burnout, emotional fatigue. You overworked yourself, you're done. And this is all about energy. You got to think of it like this. Your time is energy. Money is energy. Time and money are energy. When you also overwork yourself, you're wasting too much of your energy. You're burnt out. When you go for the money too much, it's all about money. Yeah, you might get more money energy over there, but now you are physically, your energy within you is burnt out. There has to literally be a balance. That's why they say when you work too hard, you need a rest day. You shouldn't be working so hard. You shouldn't be playing so hard. You don't do nothing, well then you don't get energy and money. And unfortunately, you need that to survive out here. The whole thing of this world is survival. The sad truth is that they over push you to drain you. And it's feeding all of them. They're getting all of your energy. That's what they need. They need energy, but they're taking it from us. Let that sit there for you, okay? They want you to be drained. But guess what? Then you can't stop. You can't give up. So then some people, question. And like I've had a loved one tell me, would you rather not do anything and be homeless? Or would you grind and at least have a shelter? Because I tell you today, the world is inflated, at least in America, but I see it in different parts too. And you have people sleeping in warehouses, if you're not aware, in storage units, in places, in their cars, etc., more than they should be. Today, the world can't function the way that a lot of people did in the past. You can be grinding hard, but that doesn't mean anything. And why do you need 2-3 jobs just to pay your basic bills that they push on you? Why? Where does it need the time for you to be free, to have rest, to be a parent, to explore and work on your hobbies and creations and other things to find yourself? Where's the self-care? Where's the time to just say, I'm here? Just let that sit in and think. So that's that. Well, throughout my journey, my self-care journey that I started before my YouTube, I try to incorporate some tarot. But anyways, I couldn't stay consistent because, again, many things in my life happen. When you're on this journey, you're up and down. Some days are better than others, just like in general life. But anyways, as a spiritualist, I do read my tarot. And I would say this is me currently. Right? Or can I put it like this? The Fool. That's the mode that I'm in. It's the Fool. Okay? And I wanted to bring that attention because if you know anything about tarot, in the regular tarot deck, this is a little bit modern. It's the Light Seers Tarot. You have your cute little man on a mission, on a journey now, with his little stick and his handkerchief bag tied up with maybe like 2 things in it, right? And he's on a journey blindfoldly, unaware of the unknown, scared a little bit, excited, but just trusting that the universe will guide them. And that's how I'm feeling right now. Okay, now that's how I come to you open-armed in this mode. This is the chapter I'm on right now, after all of the catastrophes and good winnings that I've also had in these past few years. I just want to bring that up before I forgot. Excuse me. So then now, currently, I would say that this whole thing of the system, if we were to pull out a card in the tarot, it would be the Death card, right? Oh, the light is killing it. Anyways, we have, if you're not watching, I pulled out the Death card. I previously pulled out the Fool card for me, my mode, and I have the Death and Rebirth, again, modern version of this one. In the regular tarot, you would have the Devil and such, chained up, 2 people chained up, right? The opposite of the Lover's card. And so anyways, in this card, what I'm trying to say is, hey, this is the mode of what is overpowering. This is the energy that will continue working around here. Some people will say, if we look at their biblical terms for some certain religions, oh, this is the devil's playground. This is from the Bible. We've always been on this land from the stories, you know. Then that's why there's gonna be the Great Awakening, you know, the Antichrist, all the things. But the point is, no matter what the stories are and the theories, the religions, the spirituality, we all can feel that something ain't right. Where's the fairness? Where is the understanding? Where is the unity for all of us? Instead, it's like a division, a catastrophe, and they give you like breadcrumbs to make you happy. Like, oh, go ahead, grab this money, da 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 da, or grab these goodies, we got these gifts, and then at the end, it still messes you up. As a holistic, we believe in natural herbs. Okay, the pharmaceutical peoples, you know, they making their money. And why could that be? Because they're going to keep the system, the people in their hamster wheel. And part of that hamster wheel thing is going to get your medicines, your daily dose. And as you get older, or you get more problems, wonder from maybe the water, the food, the air, the atmosphere, the media, the things they're showing you around, right? You're going to need medicine at some point. And they're not going to give you a reason why this happened. They might give you like a BS comment. You wasn't doing enough exercise. You were doing too much exercise, and now that's why you wasn't cleaning up too much dust. Now you got congestion. But they also don't want to go deeper depth, right? Well, here's something you could take. Here's this. Take it 10 days, you're good. They don't get to the root of the problem. Herbal medicines, holistic people, we follow things differently. And I'll keep on recommending meditation. And that's why I said my candles are great, because they're going to come in and you can light it up to set the mood when you're going to do a meditation, when you're feeling too tense, when you need something to give you, you know, clarity from a blockage, you know, mentally, when you want to just like doze off into like, you know, an energy of manifestation. You need something, you feel like it. Now, again, this isn't a pill that you take and then you're like, boop. This takes time. This takes faith. This takes commitment. But it's part of your everyday thing. Just like action. You want a result, you have to put in the work, the action. Like what I'm doing here. If I just made a candle and sit it there, I'm like, why isn't it selling? How about I tell people about it? How about I express myself? How I'm just being real. So this isn't about like trying to bring you only a product. I'm bringing you a service. Because I feel like in these times, we need something. You know, we need it. We need something to at least give us hope. Right? No hope, we're doomed. Okay? And so anyways, I would say an advice that would be good is to keep in memory that you are a magician. I pulled out the magician card for those listening. I pulled out the magician card. Why? Because in the regular deck, you know, we got your little magician guy with all his little tools and things set up. Because the universe provides you your tools. It's within you and then it is without. The yin and the yang. Everything has to be a perfect balance to get it going. Okay? Feminine and masculine, divine. Your divine, feminine, masculine, all of that stuff, everything makes sense. It's common sense in our world. So with the magician card, you have the tools that you need to try to push out some of this like negativity. Don't sit there and let them make you think that you're stuck, you're cornered, and there's no way out. Within the storm, you need to be able to find a way. And little things count. Okay? Little things count. If your energy is currency, right? And you've been trained to spend it everywhere, learn to do it on yourself too. Because they don't teach you that. One thing I learned about the public systems, at least in America, is that they will spend all their years teaching you everything under the sun that helps them to build workers. Do your research on that. How that began. Where's the changes there? How they mistreat these teachers today too. Because it's not just the students. Everybody's closing. They let us stay closed from our third eye. All our chakras are not taken care of. Right? So the end of the day is, if your energy is currency, they don't teach you to put in energy to learn how to be able to survive out here, how to manage your finances, the economy, just basic tasks, learning how to cook certain things, where to find this, natural medicines that you could use if the system is down, how to set up a light if the freaking power goes out. All the things that they should tell you to help you, that's not aware. It's there, but they're not pushing it out. So you got to go find it. And that's the only thing I wish, that we were given a little bit more a help on that. And then that's when I started doing my homework. And I realized, yo, this system is made for you to fail, to stay drained. Get it? And that's that. And I have my little notes here. Sorry if you see me looking around, because it's a lot of little points and then you forget. So something I did do is think of a way you can reclaim your energy. And since we're here talking about candles, I want to say that we can incorporate my candles or just a candle. And I would suggest a white candle. If you're into this stuff, you know, there's other ways, of course. Yeah, shoot, get your crystals. But if you're using candles or you want to try my candle, you need a white candle. That's my best tip. The white candle is for purity and cleansing. And therefore, it can be a substitute for any color that you want to use or don't have. Can also be a good combination. And therefore, you can whisper an affirmation that goes like this. My energy is my own. I reclaim my power. My energy is my own. I reclaim my power. And I want you to just sit there in silence for 3 minutes. You know, like 3 minutes, good, right? As much as you're feeling it, right? As much time as you got. But I would suggest like 2-3 minutes. And honestly, no phone, no distractions. Okay? This is your time. How can you manifest if you have a whole bunch of distractions going on? Then you're playing with yourself, right? You're playing with the universe. So you're going to do that. And just let it be. Okay? Now, you can leave your candle on. Let it cleanse up the air and keep you, you know, set your mood up. But that's what you really should do. Or just have a candle specifically there that you turn it on when it's time for that stuff. And let it go. I also like essence. It sets up my mood, my house, the cleansing, good vibrations. When you cook and stuff and it smells like this, and I turn that on, let your air blow it through the house, like, you know, your home, wherever you are. Just indulge in the natural ways of life that is offered to you, that you can find, and try to avoid some of these processed things and manufactured things, artificial things. And I know we cannot all afford it, but just the little steps make a big shift. Okay? And I'm telling you, because, you know, I'm not your rich mama. I'm an average Joe that's just trying to get it through right now, trying to figure this out, because it's not easy. Okay? So here we are. And to recap everything I've just talked about here, I'm going to tell you again, you're not lazy. You're living in a system designed to exhaust you. But the moment that you start protecting your energy, right? That's when you start taking your power back. And that's it. That's the whole thing. I want you to meditate on this. Think on this. It's not something you should just be like, no. Think about it. Recycle things in your life. Think of things that you can work on. That, you know, just going back and doing the homework from things that occurred in your past and reflect on where you are now. What can I change? What have I changed? What can be good? You know, take a journal, write it out. They always mention journals in therapy and spirituality and, you know, in like classes and things, you know, notes matter. Make a diary. Do something. You forget it. Something comes to your mind. You know, if you've like, I try to question myself, do I have ADHD? I don't know, right? But I think it's important to write down things anyways. Because you have so much going on in your life. You're not always going to remember everything. You're not, even if you wanted to. And if, let's say, you're remembering all of that stuff, right there is a good reason. You're over draining your brain, right? Not that your brain's gonna break or nothing, but what have all those thoughts? Is it causing you to be stressed when you're going to bed at night? Are you gonna beat yourself up because you forgot one thing of the million things you remember in your mind? Write it down. Put it on your phone. Tell Siri to save it, or Alexa, whoever, whatever it is, and start there and work on that, and you'll feel a little bit better. Because coming from a mom like me that's trying to get herself back in tune, because I kind of feel like I lost it a little bit, it matters. And my last tip too, that's off subject, but still in subject within self-care, is you should take some time in your day, like besides like maybe fixing your butt, whatever, to just pamper yourself in the sense of putting on a lip gloss, putting on eyeshadow, brushing your hair cute, adding a nice cute jewelry. It all is part of intentions and manifestation. I'm putting on this lipstick to give me the energy and confidence that when I go outside, it allows people to be like, oh, hey, you look cute. And that should make me feel better if I'm feeling down. I'm putting on these earrings because I want to feel fashionable, and I want to feel like I got it all going on right now together while I'm falling apart. I brushed my hair a little bit different today because you know what? It makes my honey think, oh, how cute she looks. Spice it up. There's a million reasons. Everything you do has intentions. And, the people that are against these type of ways, they're doing it too in their daily life. The one example I always will say is people will say, I'm against magic, I'm against spells, I'm against this. But when you grab a pot and you put water and you cut veggies and you do all this and you stir it and let it brew, you now are like using a cauldron. And if you think about it, you just made a potion, you made a whatever. I made this soup because I don't feel good. I made this to drink and I'm gonna feel better. Sounds like you must be doing witchery yourself, sir, man. No? So that's that. And that's what it is. So that's all. And let's leave it on that note. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for checking out my first episode after Sassy's return. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I want to make at least 2 videos a week. So stay sassy, stay grounded, and take care of your energy. Bye-bye.